My poor girl! What up? Hanako! Hey, hey everyone. It's Sonic the Jug Gamer here. And trending softly is our current scene. If you don't know what happened, we collect a Hanako had a freaking broke meltdown. Lily called us and now we're heading into her room. Lily sits at the table inside her room, looking a little worse for wear. I guess that's because of the bad news. Following from her gesture of invitation, I sit across from her and lay Hanako's things on the table. Well, there's no point in either of us waiting. Would you mind going first, Sasao? What happened today? My memory of the incident's already beginning to fade, but I explain as best I can to Lily. Inviting Hanako to work with the group, Shizune and Misha's questioning, awful Ray to town getting discovered, and the subsequent panic attack. I add Shizune's reaction almost as an afterthought, but Lily seems to take some kind of comfort in hearing about it. I guess rivals don't become rivals for no reason. There must be some history there, but now isn't the time to explore it. I see. She had said her therapist sessions were helping, but I had my doubts. It's quite a shame. Her birthday has caused problems before, but I had hoped that she would have improved with you around, and the more intensive therapy. Where is Hanako now? Last time I saw her, she was in the infirmary. I guess she's gone back to her room by now. She wasn't in the library or the tea room when I checked, so I could only assume that too. You said you also had bad news? What's the matter? Does it concern Hanako? Lily shifts her position, the body's way of saying she's searching for the right words. My aunt had fallen gravely ill. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to be heading back to Scotland to visit her and spend some time with my family. What? Is she alright? When do you leave? I'm not altogether sure of exactly how she's faring at the moment. Though last I heard she was stable. I'll be leaving Saturday. It's the earliest flight that I could get. Stable. That's code for she needs to stay in the hospital. I've been stable long enough to know that. And to know that doesn't necessarily mean someone is in good condition, but merely treading water. On the upside, stable is much better than critical condition. At least she's not on the brink of death. Stable. That's a relief. Yes, but this means I won't be here for Hanako's birthday. I wanted to tell you now so we could think of something before we told Hanako, but after today's events, I'm not sure if there's going to be an issue if we simply cancel the party. I don't think that's a good idea. Hanako already knows that we were planning a party. To go back on that seems the wrong thing to do. Also, we should do something for you going away, right? You make it sound as if I won't be coming back. If all goes well, I should be away for a week, though possibly 2. That's a relief, at least. With that in mind, what do you suggest then? Given the circumstances, I don't think karaoke is appropriate. You're not going away for the greatest of reasons, so having too much fun would feel wrong. What did you do for birthday last year? Last year, I literally couldn't get her out of her room. She locked the door. All I could do was leave food outside for her, making sure that she was at least eating well. This is perhaps the most depressed I've ever seen or heard Lily act. I feel sorry for her, given how defeated she must feel to be unable to help her closest friend. Perhaps it would be better to throw the party before you leave then? That does sound like it would be the easiest option. I think we should at least tell Hanako, both about your trip and our party. I have things from class as well. I have our things from class as well. That's a good point. Should we go and visit her now? I think that would be a good idea. Part of me is dying to see Hanako. The last thing I saw her, she looked like death walking. And these last few hours have torn me apart just thinking about that. We quietly get up and file out of Lily's room. Hanako's room is next door in the same hallway. Knocking lightly gets us no response, but the door proves to be unlocked. Lily pauses for a moment as the handle unexpectedly moves under her hand before opening the door. Hanako's room is startlingly boring monotone. There are no decorations on the plain white walls, a plain dark blue blanket, and only a few books, papers, and purely utilitarian items on the shelves. Even though bed sheets are monotone, the entire room feels as subdued as Hanako's character. Hanako herself is lying curled up on her bed. She might not be crying now, but her eyes are closed tightly to stop herself, and the tracks left by her tears still sit on her reddened cheeks. I quietly walk in and set her bag down on her desk, afraid of startling her too much. Hello, Hanako. Estelle told me about what happened today. Are you alright? Hanako's eyes open, though only a little. I'm okay. She tilts her head slightly to look at me, noticing my grimacing before I can hide it. Sorry for making you worry. Really, I'm fine now. She really doesn't look nor sound okay. At least she seems more calm than she was before. She still looked as if the slightest breath could emotionally break her. I said it before, right? You don't need to be sorry for us. Hisao's right. I shouldn't have hidden something like a birthday celebration from you. I see Hanako shiver at the word. Lily picks up on the silence that follows and crouches down to Hanako's level. I'm the one who should be sorry, Hanako. Hanako's eyes open to peer at Lily. She looks at Lily for some time, taking in her face with those dark, analytic eyes of hers. Lily must have made the right impression on her as Hanako recovers enough to prop herself on the bed and shift to sitting on his side. Hanako worries about many things, but troubling others is foremost among them. Hearing Hanako shuffling, Lily moves forward and feels out the side of the bed, eventually taking a seat beside her and taking Hanako's left hand in both of hers. The feeling of me being out of place when the two are together has lessened in the time that we've known each other, but is still occasionally very much there. This is one of those times, I think. Lily, if you want me to go... I don't want that. Then I am both surprised at Hanako mustering her courage. Half mumbled okay is all I can give her in reply, and I take her desk chair to sit in. Hanako, I'm afraid I have some bad news. So Lily's going to break the news now. With Hanako having affirmed our relationship so clearly, perhaps Lily thought the timing was good, or at least as good as it will ever be. My aunt has fallen ill, so I need to return to my family for a time. Concern replaces Hanako's remorseful expression. Your family? You mean it's Scotland, right? That's right. Akira and I will be leaving Saturday. So you're going away? I won't be gone for long, probably only a week or two. I'll be back before you know it, and Hisao will be here, right? Right? That's right. I'm not going anywhere. Hanako seems to take only minor comfort in this, but she does manage to summon some resolve from somewhere inside her. Is your aunt going to be alright? I'm not sure. Silence falls. It's depressing that the thing to truly bring Hanako out of her rut is another's misfortune. Just had to bring the matter back to that brought us here, to distract at least in part from the dismal feelings permeating the room. Anyway, we were thinking that it would be a good idea to have a going away party for Lily, and to Katawa as... yeah. Call myself before mentioning her birthday, as that seems to be a trigger for such fierce emotions with her. Lily gives Hanako's hand a gentle squeeze. Is that alright with you, Hanako? It won't be anything lavish or overdone, just something small in my room. So just in the school? Just us? That's right, just the three of us. If you like, I could ask Akira to come as well. Okay, you're only going for a week? 1 week or 2, yes, I promise you it won't be long. Okay. Most people would be upset at hearing about a family members falling ill and happy at having a party, but with Hanako it seems that both events are on the same level. Alright then. You look like you need a rest, Hanako, so it might be best if we all went back to our rooms for now. You know you can ever want any... You know... Why can I not English? You know that if you ever want anything, you can always talk to me or herself, right? Lily's voice is pensive, an unusual edge for someone as confident in herself as she. I understand. Thank you, Lily. Hisao. Well then, good night, Hanako. Night. I let out a long breath after the door closes behind us. It feels a little like I've been deep underwater, and only now have been able to come up for air. Lily doesn't seem to be doing well either. She looks pale and drawn. Are you alright? I'm just a little tired. It's been hectic recently. Have you slept at all? A little tired sounds like an understatement, given how you look. I think I managed to get a couple hours of sleep before class. I'll be okay. I feel bad about pressing Lily right now. I think both of us are pretty tired from everything that's happening as well. I think you should get some rest. It's been a big day, and staying up isn't good for your complexion. Thank you for your concern, Hasao. Good night, then. Okay, night, Lily. I leave Lily in the hallway as she opens the door to her room, and begin to make my way to my own. Oh! As I walk down the quiet hallway, I can't get the image of Hanako out of my mind. Huddled and pitiable, lying helpless with the tears on her cheeks. I'm beginning to think that she was just a normal, if extremely shy person, but her problems run much deeper. Can't take our relationship further than what we share now when she's so fragile and vulnerable. Wouldn't be right. I don't need to be more than our friend in order to protect her. To try and stop anything like this ever happening again. Possibility of my feelings for her going beyond that. That doesn't matter anymore. Hanako is precious to me and that's why I can't take advantage of her. But even so, there's still that sting I feel when I think that way. For now I need sleep. Tomorrow hopefully will be a better day. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! I don't know why I'm having trouble with this. I had to start a new recording because for some reason I couldn't get this window to open when I tried to see the recording. Really wish I had a double monitor set up. Hanako is more noticeable in her absence than when she was in the room. I feel her empty desk calling out for me. I find myself peering over my shoulder endlessly, hoping that I'm hallucinating and that Hanako will magically appear. She makes sure she's as small of a presence as possible when she attends class. And although she has been getting better recently, that fact never changed. Nobody ever pays her any heed in class. Now that she's not here, they don't notice her absence. It's as if she just never existed. Lily did say that her skipping class wasn't an unusual thing before I met her, but still very off-putting. The bells heralding the end of school makes me jump in my seat. It's only now that I notice Misha's probing me in the side with her mechanical pencil to get my attention. Hello? Is anyone there? Hey, stop that. Ah, there we are. Welcome back to Elfie-chan. What are you talking about? You keep on dazing off into space. I was beginning to think that you might be trying to contact alien life. I really didn't get much sleep last night, so I doubt Misha's words. I'm not sure whether it was due to my medicine's side effects, Hanako's panic attack yesterday, me worrying about her in general, or all three. I yawned. Tiredly before resting my chin in my palm. Having been reminded of how badly I slept. Hey, are you alright? Yesterday kind of rattled me as well. Yeah, I guess. I want to speak to Hanako again, though. Did you see her last night? Yeah, Lil and I talked to her. This might sound a bit weird, but can you tell Shizune thank you from both me and Lily? I know Lily technically didn't thank Shizune, but I could tell by her reaction last night that she wanted to. At least that's how it works out in my head. I think what Shi-chan is trying to say is you're welcome. The furious signing of Shizune's reddening cheeks tell me that what she said was entirely different. Her blatant, frustrated expression is amusing enough to make me chuckle. What's so funny, He-chan? Was it something we said? No, that's not it. I'm simply thinking about how cute Shizune can be at times. What? Yeah, right! Shizune is really cute when she tries not to be. Looks at Misha decides not to send her response to Shizune. Maybe Shizune's rage is enough of a counter to any quantity of cute. Nevertheless, Shizune quickly calms down and signs something else to Misha. oh yeah! I'm easily amusing myself. Oh? Okay, Shi-chan wants you to come and have dinner with us. Dinner, eh? Turning away from a bit, lest I be swayed by the pleading smiles, I'm gonna mull it over. The invitation certainly is tempting. Takeaway dinner with two cute girls is not a bad thing after all. Thought of Hanako locked up in her room though. Keeps dancing on the edge of my mind. Sorry, I'll have to pass. Aww. Shisha doesn't send my response, but Shizune picks up on it quickly enough and grimaces in disappointment. She moves her arms, assumingly beginning some form of either protest or coercion, but stops herself and taps Misha's shoulders twice. Once Misha gives Shizune her attention, the only statement Shizune has on the matter is a shrug. Oh well, it's your choice, Hichan. Promise I'll join you two another time if that helps. Misha pokes up at this, but Shizune doesn't show her reaction. With a flick of the head to signal for Misha to follow her, Shizune simply raises her hand to silently wave me goodbye. As the two make their way out the door, I return the gesture until they're out of sight. I don't think they would be so disappointed. It makes me feel a little bad for ditching them. Still, I have things to do. The girls' dormitory is especially rowdy today, with a number of girls loudly playing games and watching the television in the common room on the first floor. You can hear their voices even now, standing in front of Hanako's door. So that contrasts to the emptiness of the floor she's on. The voices from below make the emptiness feel all the more lonely. Oh, why the heck am I yawning so much? I had hopes Hanako would be in class today, especially after the talk Lily and I had with her last night. But I feel like I shouldn't hold it against her. It was a pretty awful episode, and to have experienced it firsthand must be all the worse. Not knowing the state she's in, I take a small breath before giving a few sharp knocks on her brown door. All I can do is stand and wait, doing my best not to feel anxious. As the seconds wear, I begin to think she might be asleep and didn't hear me knocking. The door handle rattles a little before I could raise my hand to knock again, though. The door The door opens a sliver and an eye appearing on the gap, only just large enough for it to peer through. I'm sure this girl wouldn't sell a peephole in her dormitory door if only such a thing was allowed. I just stand and smile at her. I don't think words really help here after all. The act in return is in kind. Hanako wordlessly looking at me. The gap's not wide enough to see her expression, but I can only guess what she's thinking. Time passes as we look at each other, the only sound being the disembodied gaiety of the ground floor. Not sure how long it takes, but eventually the eye moves away. I keep wondering whether she'll let me in or shut me out until the door slowly begins to creak open. Adorable! Now that I have a full view of her in her bedroom the first thing I notice is that Hanako's hair is quite damp. She recently showered, which is made even more obvious by the scent of shampoo wafting towards me. The look on her face seems out of curiosity, as if she's not really sure what to make of me. Even so, I'm not really all that sure of what she's thinking. Seems as if she's gone away for a long time, and having now returned, neither of us know what to say to the other. I could realize she's staring, looking away awkwardly before turning to the side and gazing at her feet. Why am I yawning so much? I decided to take it as an invitation and step past her into the room, closing the door behind me as I do so. I can see her hands fiddling in the folds of the oversized gown that hangs from her shoulders. I try to concentrate on what I wanted to say, but the scent from her aidles my senses. To my surprise, it's not me, but Hanako that breaks the silence. Why? Because, why did I come here? I was worried about Hanako, so I came to her room. She let me in, as I hoped, but then what? What did I mean to do? What did I mean to say? Why didn't I think of this before coming here? I wanted to make up for what I feel I caused, at least partly. I want to try and remove the distance I feel between us since then. To see her happy. How can I do that when I don't know the first thing about her? I wonder. What if this is how Iwanako felt when she saw me lying in that sterile, pastel blue hospital bed? This sight steadies my nerves a little and ends my tempering. Don't think I ever felt this nervous around someone before. When I'm like this, I don't think I can lie. Even if I could bring myself to, Hanako would see right through it right away. I don't know. I just wanted to see you, I guess. Figure stopped moving, giving me a little surprise. Looking up to her face, she gives a sweet smile and a nod. That was a satisfactory answer for her? Since you're here, I'd like to play a game of chess with you. I almost hang my head in disbelief that all she wants to do, after I've been winding myself up so much, is play a game. Looking at her face, though, a tentative smile perched upon it. I realized that this is more than that. She could have not bothered answering the door. She could have shut it as soon as she saw my face. She could have asked me to leave. She could have rejected me at many points, but she didn't. Now, with this calm face, she wants me to play the same game that we played when we first really spent time alone together. A feeling of relief washes over me. Everything will be alright. Hanako has let me into her world. As long as we can be together like this, I think everything will be alright. It will be my pleasure. Oh, that's it? Okay, well, I better get here then. I was going to end it after that scene, but if that scene is going to end a bit abruptly, I'll gladly take it. That's all for this time. Things seem to be better. We're not completely shut out yet, so that's a good thing. But that should be all for this time. This is Resong the Joke Gamer. I hope you enjoyed the series so far, and obviously all you guys again next time. See you guys then.